So if you watched my last video from the Ohio State Fair, I mentioned that August is State Fair season, and today I'm in Des Moines, Iowa for the Iowa State Fair. The Iowa State Fair is rated one of the top 10 state fairs in the country, and of course, I came for the food. The good, the bad, and the what were they thinking. And the Iowa State Fair 2026 has all of the components that make state fair food some of the most unique culinary creations that you'll find anywhere in the world. And in this video, I'm going to tour the Iowa State Fair, and I'm going to show you some of the very best fair food and some of the very worst fair food that can be found right here at the Iowa State Fair. I'm Dave Kaufman. I travel to distant, exotic places and places a little closer to home to indulge in the culture and cuisine from the familiar to the extreme. There's always an open seat at my table for you, and sure, I'll pick up the tab. This is Dave Kaufman Eats the World. So we're going to start out this morning with breakfast right over here at Win and Sarah's Kitchen, where they have an all-American scrambled egg roll. This thing sounds amazing. We're going to go right over here and we're going to order up one of their all-American scrambled egg rolls for breakfast. So right here we've got the all-American scrambled egg roll for breakfast. This is a pretty unique take on an egg roll. It starts with thick-cut smoky bacon, savory sausage, then they pile on hearty hash browns, farm-fresh scrambled eggs, and melted cheddar cheese, all wrapped together in their signature golden egg roll. But they don't stop there. They finish it off with a rich drizzle of their homemade cheesy ranch sauce. So Sarah and Win have already won the 2024 and the 2025 Best Food here at the Iowa State Fair. This is a contender for 2026. I'm gonna pick this up, we're gonna dig in and see if I think this could be a winner for 2026. This is a really heavy egg roll, and you can see it's just packed full of all of that breakfasty goodness. All right, let's dig in and try it out. I'm betting that a lot of you out there, maybe all of you out there, have had a breakfast burrito before. This is a different take on a breakfast burrito. This has all those breakfast ingredients, lots of sausage, lots of bacon, lots of eggs, but instead of a tortilla, they wrap it all together and deep fry it in an egg roll, and I think that that makes a lot of difference because you have that crispy texture of that egg roll and all of those savory ingredients within that egg roll. But I'll tell you, you know, they could have gone out and bought a bunch of ranch at the local store and just drizzled this with any old ranch, but that they developed a cheesy ranch to go along with this brings this to an entirely new level. This is absolutely delicious, and we are off to a really good start here at the Iowa State Fair. This is a total hit. So next up, we're here at What Ya Smokin' Barbecue, where they have a new item for 2026. Over here, we're gonna find the Spangled Swine. And if that isn't a slice of America, I don't know what is. So right here, we have a new food for 2026, the Spangled Swine. This is prime grade pork belly with apple chipotle rub with a signature big red soda glaze, rolled in blue and white honey crystals. So one of my favorite types of food is barbecue. Every place that I go in this country, I seek out the best barbecue in that area. I should do that for Des Moines, Iowa, actually. If you want to see a best barbecue of Des Moines, Iowa video, leave that comments below. But here, we've got something that is so unique that I just absolutely had to put this on my list. And anytime you have the two words barbecued and candied, I'm there. So this thing is a big pork belly on a stick. I absolutely love those little blue and white honey crystals. I'm wasting no more time. Let's give this a whirl. I'm not joking. This may be one of the best barbecue creations I've ever had. in the history of ever. It is savory, it is meaty, it is sweet, it is not overly sweet, it's not sugary sweet, it's honey sweet. That meat absolutely melts in your mouth, and you can see that there's a lot of meat and a lot of fat. You have that ratio that makes for a really good barbecue pork belly, but that red soda glaze and these blue and white honey crystals, they bring this pork belly to a level that is unlike anything I've ever tried. I'm telling you, when it comes to innovative and delicious state fair foods, this is exactly the type of food that makes state fairs famous. All right, so our Iowa State Fair tour has just begun. I'm gonna finish this off in about 3 bites, and then we're gonna get back out there and we're gonna see what good, bad, amazing, awesome, and maybe even not so awesome foods are here at the Iowa State Fair. See, this is so good it got me tongue-tied. I don't need this to get me tongue-tied. I often get tongue-tied, especially when I talk to girls. You know, I'll tell you, when I go to a state fair, I always seek out the kind of new, creative, and very innovative slices of pizza, because there are some culinary masterpieces when it comes to slices of pizza. And right here at Wise Guys, they have a new pizza slice for 2026, and that is the candied pork belly mac and cheese pizza slice with a sriracha cream corn glaze. This is one very interesting slice of pizza. However, I will say that on my slice right here, I got one little piece of that candied pork belly, and the rest is all kind of cheese and mac and cheese. We're gonna try it out anyway, but right off the bat, it looks like they're skipping a little bit on that candied pork, which, that's a sad face. All right, so having picked this up, this is a really heavy, weighty slice of pizza. It is loaded down with so much cheese, so much mac and cheese. Let's just dig in and try it out. So after one bite, I can honestly say that I'm on the fence about this. There is a lot of carb overload happening with this pizza. It's very starchy, it's very thick, and that sriracha that they put on top just kind of seems like it's a novelty. It really doesn't add anything but a little bit of spice to something that really doesn't need a lot of spice added to it. But I'm gonna give it one more shot because I put the little piece of candied pork belly right here. Let's try it out with the pork belly. So I gotta say, when you advertise candied pork belly, it's gonna get my attention. This was kind of flavorless. There was no candied flavor to it whatsoever, no sweetness, no sweet quotient that I think was supposed to be added to this pizza by putting candied pork belly on it. It's just kind of a flavor mess that's going on with a little bit of heat from that sriracha. And you know, again, when I go to a state fair, I seek out the most unique pizzas I can find because I love pizza. This, unfortunately, not a hit. So next up, I'm here at Bubbly, where they have a new food for 2026, and it could be one of the most unique ice cream flavors I've ever heard of. So right here we have a taste of 1776. So if you haven't done the math yet, this is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, and this dish right here celebrates that, because what better way to celebrate America's 250th birthday than with cheese-flavored ice cream? Sounds pretty patriotic to me. Probably me. So this is a cup of savory sweet Parmesan ice cream. And this was actually an 18th century sensation. They used to love this stuff back in 1776 and I guess beyond. So this dish blends the rich nutty flavor of aged Parmesan with smooth creamy ice cream, and it sits on top of a tart cherry compote, and on the side are 2 buttery pound cakes. This is reminiscent of what a typical dessert would be back in 1776. That it's cheese ice cream made my list. As a historian, this doubly made my list. So I've got a spoonful of every little component of this. I've got that tart cherry sauce, I've got that pound cake, and of course I've got that cheese flavored ice cream all on this spoon. So we're gonna dig into this ice cream before it melts all over the place. Let's try it out. Oh, that's delicious. That is really interesting. It really doesn't have the texture of ice cream. It kind of feels like they took a big wad of cheese, froze it, and then scooped it onto this plate. I can absolutely see why this was the favorite dessert of our forefathers. I expected a very heavily cheesy flavor to this ice cream. Not really. It's just a hint of Parmesan that kind of adds a very unique flavor to what we would ordinarily get as ice cream. All in all, was this worth 14 bucks? I'm gonna say yeah, because this is not only a little slice of history here at the Iowa State Fair, it's actually a delicious and refreshing dessert. All right, so here at Bubbly's 1776 Parmesan ice cream, total hit. Really enjoy this. We're gonna finish this up, see what else there is to eat around here. So next up, I'm heading right over here to What's Your Cheese, because they have a grilled cheese sandwich that is so unique, I just had to try this out. Come on over, I'll show you what it is. Because, you know, you're watching this video, I might as well show you what it is, you know. Let's go over and check out America's Very Good Grilled Cheese. So right here we have America's Very Good Grilled Cheese, I think. And the reason I say I think is because when I went up to order this sandwich, they gave me another sandwich, and then I got to this table to realize this is not what I ordered. Walked all the way back over there, and they replaced that sandwich with what they absolutely insist is the America's Very Good Grilled Cheese sandwich. Problem is, there was a couple of guys behind me that were returning their food as well because they were delivered something that they didn't order as well. So, yikes. But, like I said, this is America's Very Good Grilled Cheese, made between two slices of caramelized brioche bread. Inside, there's a rich blend of savory cheeses, including a melted blueberry white cheddar, and it's layered with tart raspberry jam and blueberry bourbon jam. Then they stuff it full of crispy candied pork belly. All right, so let's try out what I hope is America's Very Good Grilled Cheese sandwich. Let's give it a try. Got some on my face? No? Okay. All right, right off the bat, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. This is not a hint. Raspberry jam, blueberry cheddar cheese, and candied bacon. You would think that that might create a flavor sensation that would be like, yeah, now this is State Fair food. It does not, actually. That blueberry cheese is so almost sour tasting, to be honest. It's very overwhelming, and it just completely overshadows any other flavors in this sandwich. It completely overshadows even the candied bacon flavor. I mean, you get a hint of that candied bacon flavor, but with that blueberry cheese swishing around, it just completely destroys the flavor palette of this sandwich. I mean, I'm sad to say that it's just simply not good on any level. But to be honest, this isn't even pork belly, this is just bacon. I mean, this is just a common slice of bacon. It's not pork belly. Pork belly is thick, it's juicy. This is just store-bought bacon, and they're calling it pork belly. This sandwich just unfortunately falls flat. And as a matter of fact, I think that out of all the state fairs that I've ever been to, this may be one of the worst culinary creations I've ever had in any state fair across the country. I'm not even taking a second bite. That isn't just a miss, that is a total bomb. Not only that, but for $16 for a really small sandwich that doesn't come with anything on the side, the price point is also kind of a ripoff, I gotta say. This again was one of the most disappointing foods that I've ever had at a state fair anywhere in the country. I hate saying bad things because these are, you know, family-owned companies. They're trying to do their best. They're trying to earn a living, but guys, you got to do better than what you did here. So we are just coming to the end of our list of the best and worst foods here at the Iowa State Fair, and right here at Taylor's Curious Orange, they've got a new food for 2026 over here that I am just dying to try out. Right over here, we're gonna find banana cream fries. So right here we have the banana cream fries. This thing looks absolutely amazing. This is my kind of fair food, and it's the kind of fair food that I don't at all mind moving my belt a couple notches over. But it starts with funnel cake fries, then they coat it in powdered sugar and top it with a rich banana pudding. Then add fresh banana slices, a generous dollop of whipped cream, and topped with crushed vanilla wafers. I'm a sucker for anything banana. I absolutely love banana. I've even had banana pizza before. Not in this country, in Ecuador. It wasn't all that good, to be honest with you. But these look like they could be absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna pick up one of these fries and I'm gonna get a lot of that banana pudding on there with that whipped cream and a banana. Let's try it out. Okay, that is absolutely delightful. Those funnel cake sticks are fried to perfection, nice and sugary, nice and sweet, and those would be good in and of themselves, but then when you get that banana pudding and that whipped cream and ground up Nilla wafer on top of it, and not only that, but at $8, this is actually a pretty affordable fair food that is really delicious. This is an absolute hit. So we've got one last item on my list for the Iowa State Fair, and it's around here somewhere, no idea where, but I will say that unlike the Ohio State Fair app, the Iowa State Fair app, they've got it going on. You can type in all of your favorite places that you want to eat. You can go right to this map and hit favorites, and it'll show you where those places are with a little GPS icon of where you are, so that you can really easily find all of these places throughout the Iowa State Fair. This actually makes it very easy for you to plan out what you want to eat and what you want to see here at the fair ahead of time, and then draw your own personal map, and it'll even tell you how to get there. This app is actually really cool. So we have finally come to our final item that we're going to try here at the Iowa State Fair. Now, we've all heard about corn dogs before. As a matter of fact, I ate like 50 of them when I'm at a fair. But have we ever heard of a peanut butter and jelly corn dog? Well, that can be found right over here, and we're going to try it out. So being from Minnesota, I don't know if you all knew this, but there's kind of a rivalry between Minnesota and Iowa. It's more of a sibling rivalry, but I can't help but to compare this fair to the Minnesota State Fair, my home state fair. And I gotta say, this place has really impressed me, and this may be like my second favorite state fair so far. But speaking of that rivalry, here's something that is a rivalry in and of itself. I don't know that this should actually exist. We've got the peanut butter and jelly corn dog, and you can get it with either grape jelly or strawberry jelly. I elected to get strawberry jelly, but it is in fact a corn dog. There is a dog in there, a hot dog. But yet they top it, not with ketchup, not with mustard, but with peanut butter, strawberry jelly, and powdered sugar. I don't know how I actually feel about this. We're just gonna dig in and try it out. Now that's interesting. You know, I can't really tell if that's good or bad, to be honest. The powdered sugar, the jelly, and the peanut butter, it actually complements that corn breading. It actually gives it a really good flavor, but then you taste the hot dog in the middle and it gives a very conflicting flavor. So you kind of have the savory flavor of the hot dog that then competes with all the sweetness and then, of course, that cornbreading. But I gotta say, I'm stumped by this. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's just very unique. Let's give it one more bite. Yeah, that is one of the most unique flavor combinations I've ever had. I don't know, I just don't think that it works. I just think that there's too many conflicting flavors. It was a good experiment, but I don't hate it and I don't like it. I'm just kind of neutral about it. But all things considered, I'm gonna say that this probably is not a hit. I wanted this to wow me. Sadly, it didn't. So this being my first time at the Iowa State Fair, again, I am really impressed with this state fair. I think that this is one of those state fairs that I will probably now come to every year. The Iowa State Fair is rated one of the top 10 state fairs in the country. That's why I added it to my list, and I'm really glad that I did. So, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what foods here at the Iowa State Fair that you saw in this video you would try and which ones you wouldn't. So, guys, if you're hungry for more, check out that video right there. If you're starving for more, check out that playlist right there. Please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. So going back to the sibling rivalry between Iowa and Minnesota, I will end it on this joke. What did the Minnesotan do when an Iowan threw a grenade over the border? He pulled the pin and threw it back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, everybody's looking at me. Okay, we gotta go.